Hi, I'm Kim from Mosaic Tiles Australia. I want to share with you today one of our new boards we've just cut out, the little chookie, and just give you a few ideas how you can create one by trying to keep it a little bit simple for you. So what we've done here, we've got him 3/4 of the way finished, but we're just going to do something a little bit different with his wings, which I'll show you shortly. I'll just run down what I've actually used. So here I've got white puzzle pieces, so these are just need minimal cutting. Always keep your nice straight edges along the edge. I find I do the edge first and up here, and then I just fill in and cut a few small ones if I need to. Okay, next one up, I've done a few little cut jagged ones here. I've used the white iridescent Murano, and to achieve a jagged cut, it's just a matter of cutting it on an angle that way and that way. And that way you just get a few uneven cuts through there. So same thing again, just pick up your tile. Might be able to keep your hand over it so it doesn't fly off. So that's roughly how they look, nice and jagged. So that's what I've done here, just created a little bit of a line down here and feathered in the puzzle pieces back up to it. Around the chookie's face, I've just used some little glass triangles, so I don't even think I've cut any actually, nice and easy. White Smartie for his eye, and I've just glued a little eye on top. That's that one there. For his comb, I think they call it a comb, I've just used a mix of the red droplets, red devil droplets, with some few little M&Ms in there, mini-me's. And they just consist of being up there. Or you can do, I have been playing around with a different one with our glitter triangle mount, so I've just cut into half and going around. That's actually quite a nice look as well. So a few different options. For his tail, we've used stained glass petals in a mix of long and small ones. These are quite nice. You can always cut them in half like I've done here. You're getting a regular curve, which is quite good, so it's perfect for tail feathers. Same thing again, these are the petals here. Keep your cutter in the center. And see, you're going to get all different shapes, which is what we want. Go through and cut a few up. Don't be too accurate about them perfectly in the middle. I've got some smaller ones in here. I've also put a few shimmer ones in, so whatever you want to do. We'll just get a little board here. And so roughly with those, you just start off with his little feathers going up. So just play with those shapes that you've got, as you can see up here. Maybe move that forward a wee bit. Another colour. So on, and you can turn them around, you can trim them off. So when you get to the end, you're obviously gonna maybe trim one off a little bit there. So use your marker, put a little bit of a line, and just trim that off. Carry on through here. I would do one row in, and I'll work on this row out this way. Carry on that way. You've got them going all sort of different ways, gives it that nice feathery look. So play around with those. Also, I've used for his beak and his wobbly thing, whatever they're called. I don't have chickens. I've actually used some small stained glass petals, and these are quite easy to use. All I've done is I've put one whole petal up here, so I'm playing with that shape again. I've got my next ones going down here. So I hope you can see that okay, and I've laid one here. So then all I've done with my marker, I'll do this one first, is I've drawn a line where I need to cut it. Keeping this end back because that's going to come in handy. So I'll glue that down, that's going to go on the end there. And this one here, roughly I need to take about, I'm just following the shape of my board underneath. So same thing again, just trim that off. And if you hold your cutters slightly on an angle like I'm doing, you're going to get a nice easy way of just rounding them off instead of having to use your nippers. So it will glue in nicely there, and that little one there, one that we had the offcut, turn him over, he can just go nicely in there. And that's how I've done this here, and same with the beak. I've started off with using the pointy bit here, and I've cut it in half, just about to there. It's really good using a marker. It does come off when you're grouting, but just to help you when you pick it up, you know where to cut. The next one, I've just carried on like that. And then you sort of pick up your next one, you just sort of get an idea of where you need to cut. Same thing, I'm going to cut across here. This one's a little bit different. Once you grout them, it's going to hide a lot of those little patches there. So that would be his beak. So we've covered everything. We've covered his tail, his crest, his thingies, and his beak, and we've got his eye in there. So once I've done that, I've glued those all in place, and I've decided with this one, I'm actually going to use some of our white grout and our Mosaic Ultra Bond, and I'm going to do a bit more three-dimensional feathers. So what I've done is I've shaped this well, I've mixed this with my white grout to a really nice thick consistency. I'll let it sit for a little while. I'll just pop him down here. So for the feathers, same thing again, I use petals. And by cutting these in half, this is a large petal, cutting those in half, and all you're doing is that's giving you 2 feathers out of 1 petal. It's just softening off those corners. If you are at home doing this in your dining room table or your lounge, it's always really good to have a little container to cut into that'll contain all your pieces. But you see the shape I'm going for there? It's the same with the other one. So it's just softening off, keeping that cutter on an angle. This is the only time I would put my cutters on an angle, is just for grinding. Save having to pick up your nippers, and you just, a bit of practice, you just get the hang of it, you can hear that noise. Otherwise, cutting straight lines always keep your wrist straight. And that's our petals. So I've actually done some in a few different colours, ready to go. Right, so we've got our mixer ready, gloves on, and I'll just keep one hand free without the glove. So now I'm just going to pop my little mix in here. Just start with a little bit of time. You don't want to put too much in, so when you press your tiles they're not all going to ooze up. So I'm just going to move that into there. And I'm going to work back this way. Okay, so let's have a look. So I'm just moving enough. So what you're going to just have it just sitting in there, enough for it not to be oozing out the side. Just sort of dragging a little bit up like that there, so I've got like a nice bit of adhesive behind there to hold that up. Same thing again. Push it back slightly, make sure you just push it down. Just keep that glue so it's a little bit raised up in there, which is good. Now the only thing with this, you have to remember, it's not like your standard glue where it takes 24 or 12 hours to dry. I would leave it for 72 hours. Don't be tempted to wiggle them around like I usually do with no patience. Just make sure, leave it aside 72 hours. I'm pushing that down into there, and I'm just layering these on top of each other. Just moving that grout adhesive around. Make sure you've got enough behind it, just to make so it's making sure it's going to stick on top of each other. Spread that around. So it can be messy, but if you just do a little bit at a time, take your time with it. It's not going to dry super fast. You don't want to have too much mess to be cleaning up afterwards. So it's just about being tidy and patient. To this one here, a little bit more adhesive behind it. And I'm going to do this on a white grout, so it's going to hide a lot of these little ones that might stick out or whatever. Pushing that back into there, a little bit underneath. Right, continuing on back to here. So we'll keep going and we'll show you the finished product. Right, now let's start cleaning off. I've taken most of the surface grout off, and now we're just left with this area to contend with, and also up here around the comb I find I usually get as much as I can off with my finger, and then I use cotton buds just to kind of fish out these smaller ones. Just want to do one at a time, just keep going through them, and you get like a build-up of loose grout you can just wipe off with a slightly damp cloth. So it might be a bit tedious to keep cleaning up, but if you just take your time, it's well worth the effort. So go back to your cotton buds again. Just want to fish out those ones there until you're happy with them. If you leave them too much buried, you're going to kind of lose a lot of the colour. So the idea is to have more of that colour pop through. Just carry on doing that there. And then we're going to work on this one here, which will be the feathers. So these will need quite a bit of cleaning up. So you can see I've got the grout in there. I'm just going to move around with the cotton bud. And you don't have to put the grout right over them, but if you're doing anything that's a external project, you want to have all your the gaps sealed. Otherwise, if it's for inside, I would have just left it. However, these boards are internal, but just giving an idea, if you were going to have your own chookie design out of exterior wood, just make sure you're sealing these gaps with your grout. So another good thing is just to get your, even a soft toothbrush is really good, so just getting rid of that excess grout. So you just want to keep doing this until you're happy, and we'll keep on cleaning and we'll get another photo shortly.